Your social media feed is probably full of people living their dream life, traveling the world, being able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, and all giving you the same advice. Just work hard, stay consistent, and put in the hours. But for every successful person who's put in the hours, there is a graveyard of unsuccessful people who have received nothing for their work. They've just got burnout, self-doubt, and failure. And what most people don't realize is that there's more steps than just putting in the hours to actually achieve your dream life, where you can work from wherever you want, on whatever you want, whenever you want. And it was a mission that I set myself to achieve within 6 months. And today I want to break you down my exact 6-step framework that took me there. It took me from corporate life where I was burnt out, stressed out, to being able to travel the world, make a living from doing what I love, and attract opportunities, attract friends, and I'm literally in a villa in the French Alps right now with a bunch of inspiring creators doing whatever I want. So, and you're probably going to get to the end of this video and be like, surely it is not that simple to build your dream life within 30 days. But I promise you, if you follow every step one by one, it is entirely possible, and you can do this too. It is literally not that hard. You see, most people fail at taking the time to determine what their dream life actually is. They'll determine a dream life from what they see on social media, but they won't actually think for themselves and determine what do they actually want from life. And they'll spend months, if not years, going in the wrong direction and wondering why they lack motivation. So you have to analyze what your dream life actually looks like in excruciating detail. You have to answer these 5 questions. Where do I want to spend my time? How do I want to spend my time? With who do I want to spend my time? What would I do if money were no object? And what do I want my relationships to look like? And if I were to generalize, I would say that most people's dream life is typically comprised of purposeful work where they can do wherever they want, whenever they want, meaningful relationships, and a healthy body. And Naval Ravikant basically says, do what feels to you like play, but looks to others like work. So how do we actually figure out what feels to you like play and looks to others like work? Well, we have to analyze our current situation. And the way to analyze your current situation is you ask yourself these questions. You say, what do I do? Like, what activities do I do? What am I interested in? And what about my lifestyle is unique? So you might do, tennis and golf as activities. You might be interested in astrology and, biohacking. And what makes your lifestyle unique? Maybe you live on a remote island or you have an interesting pet. So list out all the topics that fall under these 3 questions. What activities do I do? What am I interested in? And what makes my lifestyle unique? And then once you've listed out those topics, ask yourself the following 3 questions. What am I knowledgeable on? What am I genuinely passionate about? And what am I credible to speak about? And you ask those 3 questions in relation to all the topics that you've just listed. So maybe let's take golf, for example. Say you listed golf as one of your topics. Are you genuinely passionate about golf? Are you knowledgeable about golf? And are you credible to speak about golf? And if the answer to all 3 of those questions is yes, then well done, you have found your topic, and we're going to harness that topic for the next 30 days to build your dream life. And what we're going to do is we're going to educate people on that topic, but we're not just going to educate anyone. We're going to educate people like you, because the people that are like you are the people that you can relate to the most. So for example, I like doing adventurous stuff in the Alps. I like hiking and camping in the Alps, and I wanted to educate people on that topic in order to build my dream life. But I wasn't just going to educate anybody, I was going to educate people like me, young adventurous people. So then I crafted a mission statement, and a mission statement goes in the format of I help X type of person achieve X type of outcome. So my mission statement was I help young adventurous people like me plan better trips in the Alps. Simply, that was it. And once you've got your mission statement, this is going to be the anchor for your business for the next 30 days. It's going to be the anchor for the content you're going to create, and it's going to be the anchor for the offer that you're going to create. So that leads nicely on to the offer. Once you have crafted your mission statement, you know what you're going to educate people on, and you know who you're going to educate. You need to create an offer. So you basically need to create a product around your mission statement. And typically what I would say you do is you basically just take your mission statement and you give people more of that. So you give people more education on whatever topic you choose. So for me, I actually created a digital product that was a hiking guide to the Alps, and I created personalized itinerary service for anybody who wanted to go to the Alps. This is just more education basically of locations in the Alps, which is perfectly in line with my mission statement. So that's on the one hand. And on the other hand, I help people make a career from their hobbies and passions. And I have a coaching service where I help people accelerate that journey and minimize the risk of embarrassing themselves on social media and spending time, years, months, just decades even, wasting time creating content that doesn't resonate with anybody and building an offer that no one wants to buy. So if that's something that you might be interested in, the link is in the description. But that is not why we're here. We're here to determine these 6 steps, this 6-step framework. So what I would basically say in your offer is that you should create a digital product. And as I said, I create personalized itineraries and travel guides. And what a digital product basically is something that you can build once and sell multiple times. And the reason I encourage people to do this is because a digital product is typically going to give you the lifestyle that you want to live. You build it once, you sell it multiple times. The only running work that you have to do is basically just create content to promote that product. So digital products are basically like ebooks, courses, software, and even you can do a one-on-one coaching service. It's not necessarily a digital product, but it's a great way to get started on the business of your dreams. So you built your mission statement, you've built your offer. I help X type of person achieve X type of outcome, and you've built an offer that helps X type of person achieve that outcome in a faster way, right? Then, in order for anybody to want your offer, to want to buy your offer, to be interested at all, you need to build hype. And there is one key strategy to build hype that's like no other. And that is creating a series of content. And what a series of content is basically a consistent format of content where you educate people on a chosen topic. So say I educate people on planning better trips in the Alps. I literally created a series from a brand new account that started from zero. I created a series where I basically educated people on a different location in the Alps every single day for 30 days until the launch of my guide. And there's elements to what makes a good series and there's elements to what makes a bad series. Good series have a clear outcome for the viewer. They have a clear timeline or a clear objective. And a bad series has vague, self-centered value, or it has an extremely long timeline, or people basically don't know what they're going to get out of it. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, right? I have a friend called Joel. He created a series where he educated filmmakers on 30 filmmaking tricks in 30 days. And at the end of that series, he launched a content masterclass and a LUT bundle, which was perfectly in line with what his series had to offer. So that is a clear premise, educating people on the same thing every single day for 30 days. And it was an extremely successful series. It took him from 8,000 followers to 44,000 followers, and he now makes a living from his passion, which is filmmaking. Then I've seen some unsuccessful series. I've seen a series that said, I am going to vlog every day for 100 days until I run an ultra marathon. And the problem with this series is that the value is self-centered. Vlogging is a self-centered topic. Is about me rather than being about you. And it's also not repeatable and is very inconsistent. People don't know what to expect. Therefore, there's no reason for them to come back. Vlogging, you do a different activity every single day. So people don't know where to look. They don't know what they're coming here for. Are they coming for storytelling? Are they coming for motivation? Are they coming for training tips? Who knows? You want to have a clear set objective or set goal and a set period of time. 100 days is far too long to capture anybody's attention. Another good example of a series from the same creator that actually worked was, I'm going to cycle from the bottom of the UK to the top of the UK. And this series worked really well because there was a clear objective. People kept coming back to see if she was going to reach the top of the UK, and the series has a clear, repeatable format. Every single video started with, this is day one of cycling from the bottom of the UK to the top of the UK, and every single video was basically the same format. New weather, new town, and different struggles. So people come back to keep seeing more. And this builds hype because people keep anticipating, okay, what is coming next? So you capture people's attention over a long period of time. And now, once you start distributing your series, what you actually want to do is collect people's emails while you distribute that content. And this is advice that you probably don't hear from many people on social media, especially in the personal branding space, because this is an interesting strategy, right? So you're creating an educational series, right? You're distributing content every day, but you want to collect the emails of the people who are interested in your content. And the way to collect people's emails is you basically have small downloadable pieces of value that people can get if they give you their email. So for example, when I was creating a series on helping people plan better trips in the Alps and, creating a series on all the locations within the Alps, basically 30 different locations in 30 days. What I would do was I would give people the hiking route to each location. So I would say, oh, comment this word and then I will send you the hiking route to this location. And you can do this automation in the DMs of ManyChat. So basically, ManyChat is a partner with Instagram. It allows you to automate your DMs. So when you've probably noticed when people comment a word on your Instagram, you can get an automated message that gives them a resource or value. But what you can set up is an automation that says, comment this word, then the DM gets sent to them and you say, oh, if you still want this hiking guide or this hiking route, then just drop your email and I'll send it straight over. 99% of people will drop their email and then you send over the value. And this also builds trust because you're consistently delivering exceeding people's expectations of the value you're providing every single day. So you're building trust and you're building an email list of people who are going to be interested in your offer because your content is going to relate to your mission statement and your mission statement is going to solve a problem for your customer, which is basically your offer, right? So you're collecting people's emails every single day for 30 days through your content. And then you get to day 30 and you're ready to launch your product. And it is literally as simple as taking all the emails that you've got and blasting out an email saying, wow, we've reached day 30. I hope you enjoyed the content series. This is the product that I'm offering. I'm going to give you an exclusive 10% discount for subscribing to my email list. Thank you. This discount is only available for the next 48 hours. And bang, you're probably going to do a 5-figure launch in your first 30 days. It is literally that simple. Combine that with some stories and a post and bada bing, bada boom. You've literally built your dream business within 30 days. And you probably, I did this, built an account from 0 to 40,000 followers within 8 weeks from series content that educated people on how to plan better trips in the Alps. And I made when I was working in corporate, that would have been 5 months salary. So it is entirely possible, and this is the path to being able to quit your job and build a business of your dreams through educating people on a topic you love. That may seem simple to you, but I promise if you follow every single step as I've detailed in this video, you will be ahead of 99% of people. But what I guarantee is that most of you, if you got to the end of this video, you're obviously motivated. So it's highly likely that you will actually see this through. But most people will start, they'll come up with their mission statement and then they won't actually follow through. I promise you, if you follow through and educate people, consistently deliver value to your audience for 30 days and then create an offer that relates to that value that you've been educating people on, your life will be different within the next 30 days. It is literally not that hard. And I've not heard anybody really talk about this on social media. So this is a strategy that I've personally used and that you can use too. So on that note, I'm going to go skiing. I will see you later.